We have an update from Burning Man. We told you that high winds and warnings of even higher winds, people being encouraged to not show up. Well, high winds early this week took out the infamous Orgy Dome. So clearly, it's just not going to happen this year, I don't think.
I'm not an orgy guy!
You've heard about the radioactive shrimp recall by now. That's bad enough. And now Hostess has issued a nationwide recall for ding-dongs. I cannot remember the last time I had ding-dongs. My mom, God rest her soul, would put them in my lunch at least once a week. The foil-wrapped, hockey puck-shaped chocolate cake confection. Oh. Ooh. Well, anyway, they've recalled the ding-dongs because they have a mold problem. How much mold are we talking? Can I scrape it off? Can I pull that part off? Will you give me a discount if I buy in bulk? Oh my God, I got to get my hands on some. Now I'm obsessed. Man, when I was in grade school, that was everything. Getting a ding dong in your lunch turned any day around. Cracker Barrels announced they are reverting back to their old logo. This just in, the logo has been altered. The old guy next to the barrel is now giving you the finger. Pearl Jam's 10 came out 34 years ago today. I went to the record release show at the Seattle Center. You can find video. It was a free show. There's like 6,000 people there. And then afterwards, the little record industry shake and fake, as Paul Westerberg would put it, in a bar nearby. And I remember, this is, I'm from a small town. I had never seen anything like this. And I go into the bathroom, and there's a guy doing rails of blow off the counter in the men's room. And I'd never seen anyone do that before. And I was like, oh, no, he didn't offer me any, and I wouldn't have taken it. So I've never touched that stuff. I'd be too afraid I'd like it. And then my heart would explode. So yeah, that was the first time I ever saw anyone do that, at least in person. Like, huh. I've seen Cheech and Chong movies, so let's be clear. But yes, it was naive little Brian from Port Angeles, Washington at the big record release party. And that's all I remember about that whole thing. New York Post reporting on a new fitness trend. They call it quadrobics. Running and jumping around on all fours like an animal. Okay. We haven't had one of these in a while. Today's link I didn't click on. Man plots his own genital mutilation to frame rival in eunuch leadership feud. As you can understand, that's all I want to know about that. Ufa, Russia. Doctors report that a woman came in recently with her boyfriend complaining of pain down there. Cutting right to the chase, the cause of the pain was a king-size cucumber placed lovingly, and it had to be surgically removed. Couple left the hospital without answering as to why there was a bite out of the end of the vegetable. Kudos to the 21-year-old woman who managed to find a boyfriend who hadn't already been sent to the front. You probably will now. That's the thing you don't want to do, is draw attention to yourself as a young man in Russia. Winsville, Missouri, a restaurant there says they cannot honor specials seen on Google searches. That's because Google AI has been hallucinating the specials for Stefanini's Pizza.
Buy a small pizza, you get the second pizza for $4. We've never offered that special. It also tells you that we offer a large for the price of a small pizza. That's not true. We can't, as a small family business, honor a Google AI special.
It will sometimes take liberties to get you the result that you're looking for. How are you asking prompts? How are you asking questions? The collective conversation, and not just this like binary call and response.
Just come to us for any information regarding us. And really, when it comes to any other company.
That's Eva Gannon from Stefanini's Pizza and Washington University's Jonathan Hanahan. Hanahan seems to be saying that it's up to you to word your query properly. No. The technology sucks. That's the problem. It's ruined Google searches, right? They're just going to keep deploying this stuff because they have investors. They have to show them something. I don't know. I'm becoming increasingly an AI skeptic. As I've mentioned recently, it's my feeling that the reason that you see all these stories about AI replacing like half of all jobs is not because they literally believe this will happen. It's that they need to tell some sort of story to keep those investor dollars coming in, you know? And besides, I mean, there are our tech overlords dream of firing everyone. Let's be clear. But I don't know if they're going to be able to pull this one off. We'll see. What do I know? I can't even call myself a dumb DJ anymore. I'm just a guy in his home office talking to a wall. Don't listen to me. I don't know anything. Los Palacios y Villafranca in Spain. I probably butchered that. Man is facing arson charges for pouring gasoline on a restaurant bar and setting it on fire. Police say he was angry that the eatery didn't have any mayonnaise. Do they eat mayonnaise in Spain? It seems like their food would be somehow above that, right? Not that I have anything against mayonnaise. It's just I wouldn't go into a nice place in Spain asking for mayonnaise. I don't know. Anyway, he was so angry that they didn't have mayonnaise that he left and returned with a gas can and started the fire. No one was hurt. Employees were fast acting, able to douse the fire fairly quickly. The fire starter was arrested a short time later, and it says here that he burned his own hand during the melee. North Liberty, Iowa, a woman facing DUI charges. At one point during her evening, she asked customers at a gas station to blow into her court-ordered automobile breathalyzer. Without a clean breathalyzer test, she would not be allowed to start the car. It just wouldn't start. She had no takers, fortunately. When cops took her reading, it hit an eye-watering 351. Ma'am, you should be dead. It's time for a long look in the mirror. If you're hitting a 351 and you're still upright, that's a problem. Finally, Mission, British Columbia, this is love. A husband dug through about 20 tons of landfill trash, searching for his wife's wedding and anniversary bands. They had fallen off while she was dealing with some garbage, and she didn't notice until the next day. So I'll be damned if he didn't go right down to the landfill and find both rings.
I said I'd go to the dump in the morning and ask them if I could go through the compost pile.
My brain was trying to figure out a way to tell him to go buy his wife new wedding rings. And it was all slimy with popcorn and butter.
She basically broke down crying.
Well, yes, because I know how much he loves me that he's willing to go through a rotten, stinky compost pile.
I don't think he really believed that he had found it, even though he had them both in his hands.
It's not the money. It's the sentimental value.
It's the money.
That's Steve Van Yilsdick, his wife Janine, and from Waste Management, Denny Webster, who helped out as Webster brought out an excavator and helped Van Yilsdick narrow his search to an area where it most likely would have been, and sure enough, they found it. Impressive. All right, and with that, I bid you a happy Wednesday. Enjoy the moderate temperatures and the sunshine, and we'll chat again tomorrow.